That's a little one.
I've heard that saying quite a lot in my life, Frankie.
I can imagine.
It is a little one now. For fishing on the drop, especially this time of year, now things are warming up. Species like eyed, commercial silvers, but also odd F1s and stuff mixed in. Generally, you catch them on natural baits, casters and maggots. It's not summer yet where you're fishing 6, 8, 10 inches deep. But you know when you're fishing through the water, anything from 18 inches down to 3 or 4 foot, I like a slim float that will follow your rig down through the water. You'll get bites on the drop and catch all sorts of different species. Very popular tactic. Caught 70 odd pound at Messingham the other week. Filming a live match with Toby actually. Caught a few fish on it then. Places like Aston, which is near where I live, full of eyed. This kind of rig's perfect for that. Now mainline varies for me on this rig depending on time of year and what fish I'm fishing for. If I'm going somewhere with a lot more F1s and carp that I'll be hooking on it, I'll step up to 017. Generally it's 015, but then in the depths of winter, if you're fishing for roach and hybrids and skimmers on it, I'll happily use 013. But middle of the road at the minute, I'm going to go for 015 engage. And the whole idea behind this rig tank is to keep things nice and versatile. And for that reason, I don't have a set shotting pattern because I like to move my shots about a lot. So I'll get my float on. I'll show you what I mean. 1, 2, 3 bits of silicone. A little bit fatter silicone than on the wire floats that we've talked about already. Just because it's a carbon stem. I think it's about a 0.4 silverfish one. Yeah. Lovely stuff. Still dead thin though, innit?
Goes on easy.
Especially with a carbon stem. It goes on easy, but it's still... You still have to give your float a good slide. Yeah. Slide on, brother and sisters. Get that one there. Get me weight.
Oh, it's cracking your weight, look.
Oh, it's cracking weight,
cracking.
A tiny loop, and this is where the magic happens, I think, for this kind of rig, because I think some anglers are very fixated and they'll just use a certain pattern, a certain bulk and not be willing to change. But when you're fishing shallow, you're constantly tweaking the depth of your rig, the shots on your rig, and having that versatility for me is a massive edge. Now, I think these floats take about 5 number 11s.
Shot again?
Yeah, I only use shot tank. The only thing I use cubes for in my fishing is trimmer shot and also as back shot, because I can bite them on dead easy when I'm on the bank. So I use number 8s as back shot a lot. I'm just going to put these 11s on. I'll show you what I mean about keeping this rig versatile. So I'll put my first one next to hook length loop, like so. And on this rig more than ever, you've got to use shot pliers to put your shot on, folks, because you're going to move them about a lot. And when you nip them on with pliers, they mould around your line a lot better and you can move them about a lot more. I'm just going to put them all about 2 inches apart to start with. Don't measure it because, like I said, you'll move it an awful lot on the bank. I'll just get these on. I think it's about 5 number 11s it normally takes. Beautiful little floats for this kind of fishing.
No, it's quite quick once you get going with them as well, like that.
Oh, I love doing these sort of rigs. They're very easy to tie. So I've got my shot on, and all I do is, I'll just let me have a little tester of that. It might need a couple of trimmers. Have a little tester in here. Probably needs a trimmer, because for that kind of fishing, little dinks, little indications on the drop, you do need to dot your float right down. So I'm just going to put a number 13 cube on there at the top. I can always nip that off if it's a little bit low. But probably the biggest thing that I see people doing is having too much bristle stuck out, especially fishing shallow for silverfish. You don't want them feeling resistant. So I've got that little, I just put a little spread of shot, and it's dead neat, and you can leave them there to start with. But what I'll say is, the deeper I fish with this kind of rig, generally the more spread out I'd have it. So if I were fishing, you know, 18 inch, 2 foot deep, that'd be a good starting point. A little strung bit there. But if you feel like the fish are watching it fall and you're getting bites as it's falling through, I'd be very inclined to move these up a little bit. And as you can see, because I've got that nice durable 015 main line, I can spread these out very quickly and easily without damaging the line. It's still perfect condition. There's no marks or it's not twisting up or anything. And that's because I've used my pliers to put them on. Good quality soft shot. And
They don't seem to move either, do they?
they're solid as a rock, look. But I'll spread them out. And again, if you're fishing even deeper, you can spread them out even more to explore them layers. Generally, I fish anything up to 4 foot deep with this kind of rig. And sometimes having them spread right out on your rig, like this, will just trick you them little bit better fish, especially eyed, that watch that bait falling. I know that I speak quite a lot to Stephen Forster at Aston. Catches so many big weights of eyed, and he uses very, very light floats and fishes strung out on the drop, and he thinks it's a massive edge. And I've not fished there loads myself, but when I have, definitely seems to make a difference. But having that versatility with this kind of rig, trust me, is the key. You want to play around with it, change depths a lot, and play around with that shotting pattern. So stick them all in that bottom end, keep an open mind, and be willing to move them about. I'm going to wrap this one up, because that could be a nice little roachy, shallow rig for this weekend. Little trick again, if you didn't see it on the other films, just nip this little bit off the bottom of the winders and then throw it on the floor so that it'll drive Meg mad when a hoover gets clogged up. And I just put my loop over that, and it just keeps my loop nice and straight.
Wrap her up.
Wrap her up. Wrap her up, wrap her in.
No,
let
I think
her
the exact
begin.
same song.
And I always, I don't know, what should we do, Tank? 10 wraps? You're not going to need more than about 6, 7 foot deep for that, are you?
That's loads.
And again, if you didn't see it on the others, folks, I just stop there, hold my line at the bottom of my wind. I never really use pole anchors at all. And just tie a nice big loop, like so. And it's the perfect length just to pop this loop over the bottom of the winder, like so. And that's the rig. Again, versatility, can't stress enough. Keep an open mind, play around with them shots when you're doing this kind of fishing, but right down at the main line, number 11 shot, lovely size for a bait falling through the water slowly. Carbon stem, so that float will follow that bait down. And I'd say a final little trick is, don't use too short a lash when you're fishing up in the water, especially springtime, water's still clear. Keep that pole tip away. So sometimes I might have 3 foot of line between the flow and pole tip. Couple of number 8 cubes just to keep that line straight as back shot. Lovely little rig. Capture loads of different species, especially in the coming couple of months. You like that one, Tank?
Great rig, that.
Do you want it?
I love. We can have that.
You can have this one.
Thanks.
It's a gift from me to you, brother. There you go.
Mate. Thank you.
It's quite hard filming, isn't it?
It is.
Taking a rig off someone.
Well done.
You want to try netting a bream while you're trying to film?
They come off then.
So I've heard.